Some were shuffled in Hyrule.
A lot of different things could be shuffled. We could see the dungeons in their normal locations, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the dungeons are going to be the normal shape. Remember, shapes are in play, and we'll know that by seeing whether or not there's a level number. If there is a level number indicated,
here we go.
We know it's shapes. Let's do this.
They start right at start, and we see that the world has been randomized.
Ooh, door repair charge. So it looks like those messages may not be randomized. So
yeah, we will
see how. Yes.
Yeah, we'll be talking about what kind of hint types, because those are random as well. And we'll quickly, in just a second, get a resync here from our tech crew back in the behind the scenes with Jam. All right, so Greenleaf opting to head on over towards the river cave, and Vonkie's trying to set himself up for screen scrolls by the looks of things, but he might as well just opt out of this and take the long way around. The any roads have been shuffled as well. They're not in the regular spot. Oh, what a horrible any road.
Well, I saw some really bad any roads during the nightly randomizer race. This is even worse so far, but let's see where the other ones take them.
Ew.
Oh,
those are great D- any roads right there. As Vonkie is just, I think Vonkie's trying a little too hard with the screen scroll since he finally gets into the river cave and he'll finally take any roads himself.
Yes, indeed. Man, these are some of the worst any roads that you'll ever see. These are as bad as the ones I saw the other night. Holy smokes.
Ooh, shop prices and what are in the shops have been randomized as you see the bombs for 19 rupees on Greenleaf's end.
Yep, the average price of the bombs is 20, so a little bit of a discount there. We're talking 5%. So, yep, we do see the shuffle. That means potentially we might see a shuffle in the secrets as well. We'll see about that.
Yep, and what we'll mention here is that also means that if the boomstick is going to be in play, we're going to see it in the rare shop. And first secret is going to go to Greenleaf. Oh, there we go.
123 rupees, well above the 100 average, so that has been shuffled, and Rick, I approve that large secret.
I bet you do, and I bet Greenleaf's going to go right to that bomb shop and buy some right now.
Indeed, I would definitely not blame him for picking up some bombs. Neither of these players have any offense.
And Vonkie's got to be very, very careful here. Half a heart left. You don't want to die on this screen. These tech tights are very, very erratic, and he does get into the cave first. He does get in the cave before one can hit him, so good.
Absolutely, he gets his 123 rupees, decides to save, and he will go ahead and take another start at that with money in hand.
Interesting decision from him not to go immediately buy the bombs, but Greenleaf opting to try to go to the ferry, but those moblins kind of undo some of that.
Yeah, with no sword in hand, yeah, it's definitely, and seeing that door repair charge, he's just going to up an A and avoid paying the penalty there.
Now, Greenleaf used a bomb on the Moblin. Well, that unfortunately doesn't tell us anything regarding the random HP, if that is turned on or not.
Door repair penalty, that has also been shuffled. It is 18 rupees.
Also, the level 3 means that we are at what appears to be a first quest overworld.
Yes, indeed. So it's a first quest overworld, but everything has been shuffled, so we do not know where the dungeons are. They're going to have to
Speaking
look
of
for
dungeons, Vonkie finds the first one.
And it doesn't look like it's shapes because we don't know what level this is, so it's time to play Name That Level. It looks like it could either be 1 or 8.
But here's the thing, Laws. Shapes doesn't mean that the level numbers would be automatically turned on. If the random dungeon start is turned on, that means if the random dungeon start's turned on, that means no matter if it's shapes or not, you're not going to see the dungeon number. So this could still be shapes.
Oh, wow.
But it's looking to me like this could be traditional level 2.
Traditional level 2, huh?
Like, this is a possibility. Oh, no, it can't be. There's 3 on the bottom.
This looks like shapes.
We could be in shapes here, yes. So now that makes things even more challenging. Oh, we've got a mixed overworld.
Ooh, mixed overworld. So scrap the idea of a first quest overworld. Now everything. Wow. So these players are going to have to know everything.
Yes, it's a mixed overworld, which Greenleaf figured out here because of the fact that that top left graveyard thing moved, but the top right does not. So that means the recorder and the power bracelet now become even more important.
Definitely.
Ooh, Greeny finds a level that he knows the number of. It's level 9. It's at the level 6.
9. Indeed. And the small secret has not been shuffled this time around. That remains 10 that was picked up by Vonkie.
The 123 for the large secret, 10 for the small secret. I think those are good numbers. As Greenleaf is going to try to make his... He's going to try to make his way over to the Armo statue here. And this is going to be telling because there's a possibility that that flag is not turned on, and he's going to get the power bracelet over here.
But Rick, there is one thing that this could possibly mean because this is a mixed overworld. We don't know if there's going to be 3 large secrets or just 1.
Items are shuffled. Greenleaf found the magic boomerang under the Armos.
Oh, and did he pick it up?
No, he did not.
I wouldn't think so. He's a fan of Lord Banana. You wouldn't want to go.
Oh, he's picking it up.
He is picking it up.
And Vonkie finds the sword.
Wow. This is, well, it is a race. You got to keep in mind, there are no alliances when it comes to a tournament race right here. If you see inferior model and you don't have any weapons, you're picking that up. And there's paper for TGE.
Yep. Greenleaf finds the paper. Vonkie finds the sword being up in the top right corner at where the money-making game is in the regular game.
Ooh, and he just took a death right there. Tough one.
Ooh, blue Octrox go down to 1 hit, so we are talking about a possibility of a 0 HP seed, which then that makes the decision to pick up the scrap metal here, or the magic boomerang on Greenleaf's end, a little more important, and we find Wizrobes in Vonkie's dungeon.
Ouch. That's a tough start to a dungeon right there. A Wizrobe dungeon off the bat, man.
And we find Greenleaf in a dungeon that has Gorillas in it, which is a little bit more of a better decision, the fact that he grabbed Lord Banana, or rather the scrap metal, but he's not using it at this moment, which is interesting.
Yeah, he should test out that magical boomerang to see if this is a 0 HP flag. Because if it is a 0 HP flag, they're going to go down. No, the raft is the item here in this level.
And yes, we are being told the blue Wizrobes are going down 1 hit, so this is a 0 HP seed. That means everything will go down 1 hit, and the first Triforce picked up by Vonkie, we can confirm it's not in the traditional Triforce room.
Wow.
So we are getting thrown with a lot of flags at once here. And it does determine that it was Triforce number 6 based on where it showed up on the map, and that's a good decision there by Vonkie to check the start screen after leaving the dungeon to find out what Triforce he grabbed. So Greenleaf now tackling these keys, and now he pulls up the magic boomerang, which can get annoying because of how far it goes, but oh, he finds the Triforce too, and now Greenleaf also knows that mechanic that he's not going to find the Triforces in the conventional Triforce rooms.
Yeah, so we've got this is a lot more randomized than the first race that we did the other night. So yeah, I am enjoying this. They are going to have to know everything about this, and 0 HP enemies you definitely can't beat that, especially considering they have no sword.
I'm going to keep an eye on the next few kills here on both of these guys' screens. Oh, the bow pickup here for Vonkie.
Nice. Very nice.
And it does look like Greenleaf grabbed the Triforce out of level 4. And the bomb upgrade for Greenleaf, the price has been shuffled. It's 96 rupees.
Which tells me that if the price is shuffled, there's a pretty good chance that the amount of bombs that they could get from that upgrade is shuffled as well. When it's shuffled, the price is anywhere between 75 and 125 rupees, and the bomb upgrade potential is between 2 and 6 bombs extra.
And looking at these Staphoses, I'm not certain just yet. Trying to get a gauge for whether or not the enemy drop groups have been shuffled, because that'll be important for bombs, getting bombs later on.
Yep, certainly indeed.
Greenleaf is coming a far distance here for somebody who does not have a permanent weapon as far as the sword is concerned, and Vonkie picked up the candle.
Yep, and that's a good purchase right there because the candle allows you to excavate much more of Hyrule, and chances are we're going to see a few dungeons here, perhaps a white sword item, who knows.
So mixed overworld means that you're going to be looking at these guys, whistling certain spots in the second quest blindly, not knowing whether or not they're going to work. The same thing with the power bracelet slots that are normally in play in the second quest in the top left corner, as well as the Lost Hills. Oh, Boomstick's
is in play.
And now Vonkie, who was going to buy the arrow there, sees the boomstick, so he's got a decision to make. And
he's tempted by that boomstick.
Recorder pickup here for Greenleaf. So he's going to jet on out of here. That was where level 1 was normally, so we now complete that dungeon here in Greenleaf's End. The recorder is a nice find, especially now that he knows that this is a mixed overworld.
Absolutely.
But Greenleaf is going to want to find the sword at some point in time because he's going to need that when he trickles into that Wizrobe dungeon. And here's a level, recorder required.
Wow, so right off the bat we see a recorder required, and it's a second quest recorder required area as well. So you got to know your second quest for sure.
And Greenleaf with his training, and I'm not sure how much, I know Vonkie's done some training on these flags, but how much training you do on these flags will come into play here. And we'll remind people of some of the flags that are not in play here. Second quest doors are not in play. Second quest floors are not in play here either. And a dungeon find for Vonkie. We've found a lot of dungeons already.
Yeah, absolutely. No shortage of dungeons to be found already in this race. So they're definitely exploring Hyrule in their separate ways here. And we're seeing a lot of it uncovered. And guys, we're looking at Vonkie's screen. Yep, it is definitely shapes for those who had doubts. It's time to play everybody's favorite Hyrule game. Name that ink blot.
Cactus.
It almost looks like the magic key.
It's a cactus. We're on Jam Stream. It's a cactus.
Oh, of course. Right. All right.
And Greenleaf signs where the Triforce is in this dungeon of his. He's short on keys, so the way he's going to route himself is probably going to be based on the lack of keys at this point. So we can avoid him.
Yeah, definitely. When you're at one key and you're playing a game of three-door Monty, you hope not to play that game if you can absolutely help it.
Yeah, resource management can come into play, and you've seen a lot of these kind of races here, whether they be SRL races or tournament races, where keys can really play a role in the course of a seed.
Yeah, that is correct. We've seen some races won or lost by virtue of either having the keys, the magic key, bombs, etc. Yeah, that can come into play. So, yeah, you definitely want to use your resources wisely. Looking at Vonkie's side, he's in a dungeon with no bombs. That cannot be a pleasant feeling. There's some bombs, speaking of which. Lucky drop there.
Nice there for him. And based on the amount of hearts these Gyvdos were dropping, I'm still trying to figure out whether or not the drops have been shuffled, but I almost want to say they are. And we're going to get a map here on Greenleaf's End. We get another shape, and this kind of looks like, well, it's a cactus.
It almost looks like a bandit, but yeah, it's a cactus.
Oh, Greenleaf is doing this trick here. He's got 3 hearts. He finds the leave your money or life. He doesn't want to leave this top end of the dungeon, so he's going to take the penalty of the heart. Because he only has 3 hearts, it puts him on what is considered zombie strat. So he's got no hearts right at this moment, so if anybody bops him, he's dead, but he does not lose a heart.
That's right. It's a good strategy, and I like the play. And he didn't even have the 50 rupees anyway. So, yeah, by grabbing that heart, he still remains at 3 hearts. He doesn't go to 2 hearts. So, yeah, it does not affect his chances of either picking up the white sword item or the magical sword, wherever that might be.
He's got to be careful. Now, if he gets bonked by these bubbles, no problem. But if he gets bonked by even like a gel or something like that, he's officially dead. So he's got to go back to start. And he's just going to try to explore as much of this as he can. Oh, wand pickup here for Vonkie. That's huge because he knows this is a boomstick seed.
Absolutely, and he has, and if I remember correctly, the price of the boomstick is 193 rupees, so he's not far away from getting that item. Yeah, with the wand, what the boomstick does, for those who have never seen it before, normally when you pick up the book, it's quite a hindrance because when the wand makes contact with an enemy, it bursts into flames. But that can be a hindrance because A, you can take damage from those flames, and B, it makes doing the trick against Patras much tougher with your sword. But when the boomstick makes contact with an enemy, it does the same effect as a bomb, 4 HP of damage. So very useful right there if you can get the boomstick.
That's correct. And it does look like, knowing what he knows and knowing that this is a shapes seed here, it's going to be the right play to go ahead and grab the book, because that does increases your bombs, increases your availability. Unfortunately, Greenleaf taking a death, so he's got to go back to start, but he'll be replenished with a full 3 hearts now.
Yep.
So that is a new mechanic that we didn't have in the last tournament. We did see Boomstick available in the last race that we did with Wingzera and JamEvil, but we never saw it coming out of either of these players. It's an interesting mechanic. I'm going to warn people, if Vonkie does go get this, it's going to get a little flashy.
The reason we know that this is Boomstick Pinball Joe is because the book is available in the shop. That the book, if the book is not available in the shop, then it's just the regular book. What that also means is that the expensive magical shield is now part of the item shuffle.
And also, I will point this out because Vonkie did find it, and we know that the items in the shops have been shuffled. It does tell us that it's going to be in the rare shop.
That's correct.
Because the rule is that if the shops have been shuffled, it's supposed to be in the most rare shop of Hyrule, the one that's only one of in Hyrule. Otherwise, it's in the one that contains the expensive shield in it, which would be the one that's got the candle, which you can see a little more often. Wrap pick up here for Vonkie. He's doing pretty well, 169 rupees. And by the way, I'm going to point this out. We see an example of why Boomstick could be very important in this seed, as Greenleaf ended up losing a whole lot of bombs trying to find a magic bomb wall in this shaped seed. And he does take a look at his tracker, sees what dungeon it was. I missed it, but I'm sure we'll get an indication from our tech crew. It turns out to be number 7.
A lucky 7 indeed.
So, one thing I'm also noticing, by the way, on Vonkie's end, when he's taking care of that, when he was taking care of that Moldern,
yeah,
boss HP is not set to 0. That's been, it looks like it might be the same as it normally is.
Yeah, because is the options for boss HP, it's either normal or 0, or can that be shuffled too?
That can be shuffled as well.
Oh, wow. So everything we know about boss HP, yeah, throw that out the window.
Yeah, and we're getting confirmation from the chat that it does look like it's been shuffled. So that's the tough aspect. Now, Greenleaf there finding the shop, another candle shop with the blue ring. He doesn't, I don't think he has seen the bookshop yet, so he doesn't know that this is a Boomstick seed.
No. He has not seen the Boomstick shop as of yet. He's approaching the right direction, however, if I remember correctly.
Oh, he's definitely heading in the right direction also for the wood sword, which he'll be getting probably in a few screens. He's trying to farm for bombs, but obviously the drop groups have been shuffled, so he's not going to get the bomb drops off who he wants to get the bombs off. And Greenleaf immediately is going to find a dungeon that scrap metal of his is going to do absolutely no good.
Nope.
Ooh.
That was a nasty death that TG just took right there.
That is even worse because there was a bomb drop on the floor from a like, and he could not get that in time in order to pick it up before he was killed.
Tough luck right there, but we do know that does mean that the drop groups have also been shuffled.
Yep, absolutely. So likes doing that, and well, Vonkie finds a room that would have been nice to get to the Triforce, except there is a ladder requirement.
Yep, ladder required, as it almost always is when you do a Zelda Randomizer race. It's usually a very low percentage that you're not going to need the ladder to complete this game. The chances are you have to have it.
Now, by the way, Vonkie has 196 rupees now.
He now has enough money to purchase that boomstick if he remembers where it is and if he can hold on to that money.
Yeah, he's got his Z helper up on his end, so he's definitely taking a look and probably going to be making a beeline over there once he's done with this current dungeon.
Well, yeah, another death, and that's enough for TGE. He's out of there.
Yeah, that's a wise decision. You don't have the wood sword, so if it turns out that you need to kill those any Wizrobes for the Triforce, the only way you can kill them is via bombs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, indeed. This happens to be a boomstick seed, and Vonkie leaves the dungeon, and he's not making a quick play for that one shop, though.
You'll have to. I'm sorry, Rick. You're going to have to do the solo. I've had some lag problems. I'm going to need to resync.
All right. So, as Vonkie now trying to set himself up for a screen scroll, but he's going to check what we've called in the past the Forgotten Corner. And this time, the Forgotten Corner yields a bomb shop. He's thinking about buying him, but realizes if he plays his cards right, he's got unlimited bombs coming soon. So now with the sword in hand here, Greenleaf's back in the dungeon. He's going to try to take care of the staircase room that's got the statue, the traps in here. Gets in through there, finds the bow, which is a great find for him. Vonkie says no to the scrap metal at this point.
I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, normally, yes, the inferior metal scrap metal boomerang is not an item you want to pick up, but knowing that this is a 0 HP seed, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have extra weapons available at your disposal.
But here's the thing, Laws. He's already got a ranged weapon in the wand.
Ah, well, that does make sense. And in his case, then, yeah, it's depreciated just like it normally does in any other seed.
That's correct. So, like I said, it's just interesting the fact that as we see the secrets in the end of the dead end, so the hints, they're not going to do us any good in this seed. We're not going to get any help whatsoever regarding where to go in this game, but I'm surprised Vonkie doesn't make a beeline for the rare shop. I'm trying to remember where exactly in Hyrule this rare shop was. And Greenleaf's taking a look at this map. He's got Triforces out of 3 dungeons so far. Says no more to that Wizrobe dungeon. He's got the bow. And he's going to just head on over back up to the Lost Hills. Now that he's got bombs, he's going to check this one spot because you don't want to leave a rare spot behind because it always could end up being something important. In this case, a 31 rupee secret.
One more sting, please.
So we find that the heart container is the item that's on the ladder. That has not been shuffled here. And Vonkie all maxed out on rupees. He's not going to go pick up that secret that's being left behind. And he's going to check, well, he's going to try to check level 8's tree.
All right, I am back. I do apologize for that. Rick, we are good to go now.
Oh, magical key is the white sword item, and the hearts have been shuffled.
Oh, 5 hearts not enough.
So you need 6 hearts to pick up the any key in this seed. Now, Greenleaf is still decking it out with 3 hearts, and we find yet another level here. This green dungeon here on Vonkie's end, he's just going to go up and leave for right now. I think he's got something else in mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's going to be picking up this boomstick. And now Greenleaf sees the rare shop, and he knows, too, that this is a boomstick seed.
Yes, indeed. what the shuffle is right there is the white sword item. Normally you need 5 hearts, but that has been shuffled, and when it's shuffled, that means that the pickup of the white sword item, in this case the magic key, has a range of +or-1. In this case, you need the maximum 6 hearts to pick up the white sword item.
Red candle in this dungeon, which tells us that we're either in 1 or 2.
Indeed.
So Vonkie now having the boomstick is a huge play right now, because now he's got unlimited bombs. He can just deck them out against these walls, check them without even spending a single bomb. We're trying to figure out right now if Vonkie's in level 1 or 2, and he opts to leave. Oh, he grabbed the heart, that's why. He got the heart, he now knows he can get them at any key. So wise decision here by Vonkie.
Yep, absolutely. He's going to get that any key. That means he does not have to worry about being key blocked the rest of the way.
And also, by the way, for Greenleaf, he saw Ganon's room, which means that the Ganon room and Zelda rooms will not be shuffled. Or rather, they are shuffled, rather.
Yep, so they're not going to be found in their normal rooms, which means there could be multiple ways to get to Zelda instead of just the one standard way if you were playing this with the normal rooms.
And that also means we have 2 recorder dungeons in this seed.
Wow, that recorder is definitely a useful item at this point. Yeah, and speaking of Ganon's room, there is Ganon's room right there on TG's side.
Yep, it was the one that had the Triforce when he went through the first time, but he just grabbed the Triforce left, and now he's back to do some more, trying to find out what the item is.
Yeah, particularly he's looking for the silver arrows, and he does have the bow, because the silver arrows, we don't know if it's required or not, because that is another thing that is shuffled, Rick, is Ganon going to be required in order to rescue the princess? Well, actually, neither one of them are rescuing the princess. In TG's case, the princess is the enemy. Ganon is who he's trying to rescue, and on Vonkie's side, trying to rescue Link.
That's correct. Now, on Greenleaf's end, he's running into a lot of bomb issues, which is very unfortunate for him. But now he knows that this is a boomstick seed. I think his rupees are going to go towards saving up for that, and he'll come back later if he has to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think Vonkie has the recorder at this point, so Greenleaf has the advantage in knowing that 2 dungeons are recorder required, whereas Vonkie has the advantage of having extra arsenal. Greenleaf finding the any key, but with 3 hearts, he can't even check to see if the hearts are being shuffled at 4 or 5.
Yep, that's right. There's no chance of picking it up at 3 hearts, and yeah, little does he know, he's going to need the max if he wants that any key.
Nice tree clip there on Greenleaf's end to get into the cave from the other side, which is where level 7 normally is on the second quest. And the Triforce pickup here for Vonkie. So we're going to see what dungeon he is in. Or not, because he's not going to even check his screen. But he's got the Triforce and 2 all lit up. And Greenleaf here just... he can't buy a bomb drop right now. He can't buy a bomb drop at all to save his life.
Yeah, that is a tough break right there. Meanwhile, Vonkie has all the bombs in the world, plus the boomstick. Wow, the magical sword location has been discovered, and it's not far from the white sword item.
Yep, and unfortunately for 3 hearts, you're not going to be able to pick it up. And we find another dungeon find here for Greenleaf.
Yep, and also I'm guessing since the white sword item's value has changed, I'm guessing that the magical sword value has changed.
Yep, the flag applies to both, not just one or the other, it's to both.
Yep, that means you're going to need anywhere between 10 and 14 hearts in order to get the magical sword, and right now it's not looking like it's in play for TGE right now with only 3 hearts. And he's been doing this on 3 hearts for almost half an hour. I got to commend him. That is amazing that you're going through a seed like this, and you have had 3 hearts the entire way.
Absolutely. Now, Greenleaf has the Triforces out of 2, 4, 5, and 6 right now.
And also, I do want to point out something, Rick. This is a first quest secrets. That was the second large secret that Vonkie just picked up.
Yeah, I believe in the random overworld, you still get the 3 of the large secrets still.
It's still that. Okay. Good to know that.
So we're nearing the half-hour mark on this. You want to... it's going to be kind of tough because we don't have the level numbers to kind of help us out. But you want to try to help track the items we have found, Laos?
I have actually not been keeping track of where the items have been found myself, given that everything's been shuffled. But the items that we have found so far in dungeons have been the bow, the recorder, and the raft. The white sword item is the magical key. Have we even seen the item on the coast?
Yes, it's the heart container.
It was the heart container like it normally is. And what about the Armo statue? Have we seen that? That's that's an inferior model. Yes.
Yeah, that was the magic boomerang. So Greenleaf is going to be heading back in here. I'm not sure why with 3 hearts, but maybe he was just trying to remember where he needs to go at this point. But Greenleaf here is just having a rough, probably last 5 minutes here. A lot to do with the lack of bombs.
Yeah, and again, back to what we mentioned earlier, resource management. And when you're in shapes, it is even more precious than it is when you're playing with the normal dungeons.
And a great decision here, by the way, by Vonkie to pick up the arrows just in case he finds a Goma blocking his path somewhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And with the 0 HP enemies, those pulse voices, yeah, they're kind of easy, but they go down a whole lot easier when you still have the arrows trickling through 4 or 5 of them at one time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So this is the first of many matches today. You said you have a schedule of what's coming up a little bit later on, correct?
Yeah, that's... I'm sorry, I got cut out a little there. I had let go of my button. Yes, that's correct. We have a quintuple header going today, and here are some of the other matches that are going to be coming your way later on today. Next match is going to be actually restreamed on the Dave's Twitch channel, and I believe there's 2 underscores in that Twitch name. And the match there is Truant Gamer versus Vicnin, and that'll be happening at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Central. Then on Anagino's channel...
Just want to pause you for just a moment, just try to figure out what Vonkie just did. The fact that he bombed into a wall that was the take any roads when there was already the stairwell on the outside, that's kind of comical right there. It may have just been he just was thinking about the stairs there and forgot about that being one of the warp points.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you see both a stairway and a doorway, yep, they're both going to take you to the take any roads. That's right. This is a Swiss-style format, Pinball Joe, so this is not the elimination rounds yet. That's going to happen when we have our field of 16 set. That'll be a single elimination at that point.
Yep, but in the meantime, we got a 4-round Swiss tournament, 44 entries, so 22 races a week. Let's have some fun.
Indeed, absolutely. Dark Rupee and K-Mac is the second race, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central on Anagino's channel.
Ooh! Ladder pickup for Greenleaf.
Ooh, that is tremendous. We saw earlier that one of the dungeons that Vonkie was in was ladder block. So yeah, that is definitely going to help TGE out right there.
So that is a huge find there for Greenleaf, and that might swing a little bit more momentum in his way, but he needs to find that wand so he can pick up Boomstick. Because he's been running into a... I was going to say, he's just been running into a lot of bomb issues.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, you get that boomstick. Yeah, those bomb issues are going to be solved. Even if you have no bombs left, they're going to help you bomb those walls because all you have to do is aim for the wall. You've got your hit.
I also like the fact that Vonkie has all the left side of the Triforce lit up. He's got the Triforces in 1, 3, 5, and 6.
Outstanding. Anyways, the other 2 races later on tonight on JamEvil's channel, Zardia and Amazing Toaster, that's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central, and then followed by Zeb Gedney and Bent Glass Tube at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 Central. Those are the 5 races we have for you today.
And, oh, there's the wooden boomerang there for Vonkie. He's going to pick that one up.
Well, he's going to pick it up, hey, just for spite. He's like, hey, I have to pick up Lord Banana. Now, by picking up the wooden boomerang, that does not replace your magical boomerang. You will still have the magical boomerang in your possession by picking that up.
But remember, Vonkie did not pick up the magical boomerang earlier, so he now is opting to just stick around with the wooden boomerang, which I can understand. The magic boomerang can be kind of lunky. It can be kind of tough to control at times, and the wooden boomerang is a little more controllable.
Yeah, that's true.
And plus, he probably knows he's going up against Greenleaf, and therefore it's kind of a tribute, maybe.
That very well could be. Yeah, it makes sense.
Ooh, Greenleaf finding one of the big secrets on the Raft Island here. Probably not a find he wanted to find at this point, but if I'm him, I would make it backtrack over, grab that book, so when I do get the wand, I can have Boomstick. But he's going to record her. Now, here's the interesting thing that Greenleaf just did, and we just saw this on his end. He recorded over to where Vanilla level 4 is, so that flag where you recorder yourself to the new sets of dungeons is not in play. It's going to recorder you to where the old dungeons are.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's wise move there by Greenleaf to do that, because now he can easily go purchase this book, so when he does pick up the wand, he'll be in play. Now, he's got 6 Triforce pieces, so Greenleaf is doing pretty well at this point. He just needs to find where that wand is.
Yeah, we did see that the wand was in one of the dungeons earlier. I don't remember which one, but yeah, it is definitely in one of the dungeons that he has not found the item in yet.
Now Greenleaf heading over towards the Lost Woods. I think Vonkie still doing some exploring, trying to figure out where the items are. He knows he needs a ladder because he was ladder blocked in one dungeon.
Glorious bombs purchased right there by TGE. He's going to go ahead and purchase the maximum.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea. Like I said, he's been having a lot of issues with bombs during the course of this seed here. Now watch, he goes into the dungeon that's got the that has the wand in it. Next.
Of course, because the game knows. He's going to find that magical wand after you just spent 38 rupees on bombs.
Oh, I love this play here on Vonkie. Clip into the tree on the left side so you can burn the bush that you need to for the level 7 location. And he finds out that it's nothing, but well, nice play by him.
Now notice that TGE has not shown the letter yet to that potion shop. That's because it's going to waste some time with the text that scrolls. Now I believe both of these players have fast text on, so it's really not going to cost them that much.
Yeah, fast text is automatically a component of the flag set that we use in this tournament.
Greenleaf will pick up another 10 rupees with that small secret.
Vonkie's got to be careful down to a half a heart before he gets over to this dungeon.
Yes, indeed. He wants to make it to that finish line before he gets sniped. Can he get there? Yes.
Oh, no problems there. Good decision here by Greenleaf checking Recorder Lake.
Yep, going to check where Vanilla level 7 is during the first quest, and yep,
Ooh.
It is available. And what do we have in here? Hey, it's a bonus
Take
cave.
any.
Guess what is not involved in the bonus cave? You can't choose from a candle. So if you want a candle, you actually have to purchase one in this seed.
Yep, and the thing is that you know that's in play from the get-go when you get to the wood sword. If the wood sword is alone, that means the no extra candles flag is unchecked. Rather, the extra candles are unchecked. If you find a candle there with the wood sword, that means that's checked. That means the take any's are going to have the candle available to you as well.
Ah, that's good to know as well.
So if I'm Greenleaf at this point, I would make a backtrack again to the forest to get that any key, because he's only got one. And recorder find here for Vonkie, as we know, that is needed for 2 dungeons.
Yep, very nice find right there on his end.
So Greenleaf's heart capacity is kind of doubled in the last couple of minutes here.
Yeah, that's what happens when all of the take any caves are bunched up together. You found a couple of them right off the bat in a row, and yeah, and just like that, now he has more hearts than Vonkie. Who would have thunk it?
5th Triforce pickup here for Vonkie. And he'll take a look, and he finds out that that is level 4. So now he's got Triforces out of 1, 2, 5, and 6, as well as level 3. Or rather, level 4, rather.
Right you are.
So he's still got to get 2, 7, and 8.
course, 7 and 8 in shapes can really, really be brutal because, remember, in shapes, the number of rooms that are in each dungeon are also shuffled to an effect, and we could see a gigantic level 7 or level 8. And if it's level 8, yeah, with the 2 items, good luck, especially if it's a bad enemy set.
Well, for Vonkie, the thing with shapes is dungeons 1 through 6, because they all share the same grid. Level 1 will be the smallest, level 6 will be the largest of those 6. 7 and 8 share the same, where 7 would be the smaller than 8. So 6 can be extremely brutal. In fact, 6 can be compared to your old level 7 in the regular game.
Ah, that would make some sense then. Okay.
And Vonkie finding out where the Triforce is, but he's still lacking a thing that gets him over water, which he believes is going to be required to get the Triforce. And I believe the requirement for the ladder is the dungeon that Greenleaf's in right now.
Ooh, yes indeed. So we might see the very important item that might lie beneath in this dungeon.
Now we know, because the level numbers are turned off, I can't remember what level had the ladder in it. I want to say it was an 8, but I'm not 100% certain of that because Greenleaf's got the Triforce in 8, whereas Vonkie doesn't.
Indeed.
Greenleaf's about to make his way over towards the area southeast of level 4, rather east of where level 4 is. He's going to find the dungeon that has the other end of that book he bought.
Yep, and he'll be glad to find that one considering the bomb troubles he's had all race.
Now, we find... I don't think... But we will take a look at it the next time he takes a look at his menu screen as Vonkie finds the Grumble, by the way. So, it looks like the bait's not going to be required this seed.
Nope, not this time.
And Greenleaf just continuing through here. If he can find where that item is, he will be so happy. He finds where the Triforce is. The question is, will he grab the item out of here? Because that's the wand that in that dungeon that he's looking at.
We'll find out. I mean, level 4 is small enough he could go back into there, make another play, and to try and find that item. He is looking at his map. So, he's not going back. Ooh, TGE.
Well, all he needs now is level 8. So now we can confirm that the only dungeon that he has yet to complete is 8, which is the one that he's in right now.
Indeed. Here we go.
So I'm guessing likely just trying to figure out where he just was. Maybe 6, I don't know. It becomes an interesting mechanic for us to see, and knowledge of where the Triforce pieces show up on the menu is key, because if you're in a dungeon that doesn't have the identifier and you pick up the Triforce, you want to know that it's level 1 that you just grabbed the Triforce in, because then you can go back in because you know there's 2 items in there.
Yeah, that's right.
And judging by everything that we have seen so far, Red Ring and Silver Arrows have not been found yet, so it's very, very likely we could find those in level 9.
Of course, the other time we saw that, we ended up finding Red Ring in level 5, so that threw all the logics out the window. But yeah, we got to go with it this time. I got to feel a good chance that we're going to see the standard level 9 items in level 9.
Well, we don't know, and the other question is it required?
That's the big question. Are the Silver Arrows actually required to beat this seed? Because sometimes you got to beat the pig, sometimes you don't. And again, only Vonkie needs to beat the pig. TG needs to beat the princess.
Vonkie trying to make his way through, and this is a complex cactus, I'll tell you that. We saw this earlier, and I think... No, he's still searching for the item, because he's still looking for the ladder.
Yes,
and he
indeed.
knows he was ladder blocked in this dungeon that Greenleaf's in, which we see the map, and holy, that's a map.
Oh, that is quite a map indeed.
That looks like a inflated cactus.
It's a mirage of a cup with a straw in it. It's probably my favorite beverage, but yeah, it's just a mirage. Cactus.
Okay, then it's cactus juice.
Yes, indeed. There we go. Now we're talking.
But nonetheless, Greenleaf needs to make his way over to the southeast corner where we know the Triforce is, but he doesn't have a way of knowing that without the compass. Obviously, based on the fact that Vonkie was in this dungeon without the bow or arrow earlier, we know that the compass is not going to be Goma blocked.
Ooh, yes. So that can be very important, knowing where everything is here in this dungeon.
But knowing that this is level 8, by the way, and there's a lot of bosses in here, is it possible that the Triforce could be Goma blocked?
Ooh, and if that's the case, he's going to have to go back and purchase arrows.
Which at this point he doesn't have enough rupees for. He's getting close, but he's going to have to make an investment that will eat a few more minutes off here as Vonkie is starting to close in here. He's got, I believe, Triforce number 6 on his game.
Yeah, that's right. We now all of a sudden have a very close race. Vonkie is catching up.
But things will be determined in the next few seconds here on Greenleaf's end. And he doesn't think about bombing that wall to the south, which we know that's the only way in.
Yeah, interesting.
Explosion, no.
No good.
Explosion,
to the east.
No.
Yep, he's going to have to go back.
There's only one way into that quadrant.
Yep, and that's why when we play Shapes, there's a brand new game show that took Hyrule by storm. It's called Find the Bomb Hole, and that's what TG's doing.
I don't think it took it by storm. It just made people rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on.
And Vonkie ends up finding the second dungeon that was underneath a recorder block. Okay, well, it does not look like... Oh, there's your boss HP shuffle right there.
Ooh, bomb.
Manhandla not going down in one single bomb.
And there's the Triforce. Manhandla guarded. There you go.
Yep. Which is good news for Greenleaf because those arrows would have been a very costly have to backtrack since they were in that rare shop along with the boomstick book.
That's the first time I've ever seen a bomb be not as effective on Manhandla as you normally see it. It's not a one-hit knockout with that bomb. You need a couple more hits than that. Oh,
nice whistle there by Greenleaf going to level 8, grabbing this key. I love this play. And he's going to be making his way over to level 6's location where level 9 is. This is going to be a fast trip to 9. Now, place your bets, chat. Will Ganon be required this seed?
I'm going to say yes. Just the nature of how this seed has gone right now. This has been Shapes, and you know how Shapes can be really trolly. The way this game's been going, Rick, I'm going to take a prediction. I will say that Ganon is required, or in his case, Zelda.
One-way direction here in level 9. A forced direction at the start.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Oh!
Yeah, one way.
And this is the first time in the tournament we will see the mechanic where the enemies in 9 are not the Wizrows.
This time we've had the Dark Nut Gibdo set, so that's kind of a
welcome silver arrows!
Immediately found by TGE. What a find, and he is insured just in case that Zelda is required to rescue Ganon. TGE is in the driver's seat right now.
Oh my goodness! Now this right here throws all momentum into Greenleaf's factor, but the question is the pig required?
Also, how good of a hider is Ganon in this particular case? Now, if Ganon, or in this case Zelda, is not required, then Ganon would just potentially be in an open room, perhaps. No shutter door. You have to check everything now.
But here's the thing here. This is a forced direction 9, so Vonkie's going to find this quite easily, too.
That's right. Indeed.
So he's going to clear this room. Or no, he's not.
Interesting strategy.
Oh,
I think
that's because Ganon's in this next room over. Yes.
Watch out for those Zelda hugs, TGE.
Yeah, you got to remember, he's on green tunic still, so Zelda hugs take 4 hearts away from you. So just get him into a good stun. And we also can confirm, by the way, because the first sword hit didn't knock him to red immediately, that his HP is normal. He's got to get the 15 hits on him.
In Ganon, the hit points is one of two scenarios. It's either normal or 0 HP. There's no shuffle on that. Watch out.
He needs to get him in the stun lock. Here we go. Here, oh, we got him out, but he's got to be careful. One Hyrule Driver, Zelda Hug, whatever you want to call it, will knock him dead.
There's a stun lock, but didn't quite get. Remember, it's 15 hits.
Oh, he got him.
Sword. Nice, with half a heart to spare.
Clutch, kill. Greenleaf is going. He's in the driver's seat.
Oh, absolutely. So unless Ganon is the best hide-and-seek player in the world, it's looking like TGE's race right here.
And I bet he was hoping that shutter door would open up in that next room to the left.
Yeah. Now, again, we still don't know if this was a Ganon-required seed, because we don't know. He's got to look for everything.
That door opened up! Ganon was required!
Whoa! And he knows exactly where he is, but that death right there just cost him a sub 50. Ouch. But still, he's going to win.
He's going to win this race. However, that was a painful death to take at this point in the run here, and he's on scramble mode, hoping that Vonkie isn't going to clip him. He has no clue how close he's got this run here, but wow, nasty spot to take a death. But Greenleaf is on his way. He's in the driver's seat. He's just a few rooms away from going on, and he will be. Oh, he takes a couple of bops here to the
he's
Patra.
Down to one heart again. He's got to be careful now.
Yep, just got to be clear of the enemies. Patra, he's got to stay away from Patra. Stays away from Patra. Got these two keys here. He's gonna arrow them just to make sure. He goes through the open door, and Greenleaf will win this race.
Sub
and we'll
51.
get the SRL time in just a moment, but congratulations to the Greenleaf Effect. This, in his first tournament race, have won the win.
Yes, indeed. So, indeed, destroying Princess Zelda required. That is going to do it. So, TGE has won this race.
And he wins with an official SRL time of 50:51.
Very respectable time right there. I believe that's the second fastest time so far in the tournament.
And it would have been the fastest if I didn't die to a damn keys.
I know.
My goodness, Greenleaf.
Okay, first off, I have to get this question out of the way right now. How much did chat freak out when I went back and grabbed the blue boomerang?
They hadn't had their first cup of coffee yet, but they did make a few mentions when you grabbed the boomerang early on. But we do want to get.
At first, I was shocked, but then I was like, well, remember though, this is a tournament race, so if you know this is a 0 HP flag and you see inferior model, you're picking that up every time.
At the time, I didn't know it was a 0 HP flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you were without the sword at that point in time, so there was no way of knowing.
Right, I was grabbing it more as a way to try and stun enemies, try and get through things. Then I threw it, I'm like, wait a second, this is 0 HP. Forget it, let's just go into dungeons. And it just so happened like the amount of gambling I did there was absolutely insane. It's like, I'm sitting there, I'm in that last dungeon, which was level 8. I'm like, all right, I've got the bow. There's a 50-50 chance that, silver arrows and red ring are in 9. Let's just play it. Turns out, hey, look, second room in 9. There's the silvers. Gamble worked.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. It was the standard level 9 items based on what we had seen up to that point.
And it was a forced level 9, too. You were going to find it.
Yeah, you're going to find it on the path there. The interesting thing about that, though, is, again, you find the... I couldn't tell you what half the items are in all of the dungeons. Let's see, I can tell you, I found red candle, raft, recorder, ladder, bow. That's what I found.
In fact, since everything was shuffled, because this was both shapes and the level uncovered, I didn't even mark anything on my cheat sheet on what items were where. So everybody's guess is as good as ours now. I've forgotten.
We could tell you that. We could tell you that the wand ended up being in the level that was east of 4, but you at that point in time had no interest going back in there, considering the fact that it was a Wizrobe dungeon.
East of 4? Like east of... yeah, that's level 3. That was level 3. Recorder was an actual level 4, which is at level 1's location. Level 1 was northeast of where level 8 usually is. That had red candle and ladder.
Speaking of ladder, we find it on Vonkie's end.
By the way, TGE. First 30 minutes of the race, 3 hearts. What were you thinking, having to play that long with that low of health?
It's 0 HP enemies. Let's do it and have fun. You got to gamble. Might as well.
That was fun, though. I mean, that was quite amazing. Also, in case you were wondering, and you didn't know this at the time, the white sword item being the magic key, hearts shuffled. You needed 6.
Okay.
Yeah, he checked it at 4.
Yep, I checked it at 4 real quick because I found the heart. I'm like, oh, let's go back and check after 1. Then I'm like, don't worry about it. After coming out of level 8, I'm like, well, I've got 2 keys, 9's coming up. I know that recorder spots are whistling to old dungeons, so now I can just whistle to 8, pick up the key, whistle to 6, and that's going to bring me to 9, so we're all set.
That was a beautiful mechanic right there. Talk to me about your bomb problems.
This was shuffled enemy drops. I had no idea. The only thing I knew that dropped any sort of bombs was red whiz robes. Was the only thing I know that dropped bombs. So I just am like, you know something? Bombs are 19 rupees. There's one by a warp point. There's a bunch of shops. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy them. Bomb problems, they were a bit of an issue, but they didn't slow me down to the effect of key problems were the bigger issue. And can we talk about the manhandle that Vonkie's out right now?
Yes.
Random shuffled boss HP, triple bomb manhandler, please.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, screw the one-hit knockout strats on the manhandler. That wasn't going to happen today.
Now, Ganon's fight, leaving there with a half a heart, clutch effort. I bet you were getting nervous at that point in time.
Honestly, I wasn't nervous about that. I'm going along. I'm like, wait, there was a shutter door right above, and we couldn't go left or up. That tells me Zelda's here. Go back. Hey, I'm going to go. Crap, there's the keys.
And Dad, so at that point in time, did you worry that Vonkie was going to snipe you?
The thought crossed my mind. And my thought, and I said it on my stream, like, well, if I get sniped because of that, I deserve it.
It turned out that Vonkie was 2 Triforces behind you at that point in time. He was in the lead for a little bit while you were going through some bomb problems, but you fed through it. You got the early ladder, and that made a big difference.
Early ladder? I got that really late.
Well, not compared to him, who just grabbed it about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, really? The good part was that most of the dungeons I went into pre-ladder didn't require ladder.
Yeah, the only one that required the ladder was the one that you had to get through Manhandle to get the Triforce.
Yeah, that would be level 8.
Yeah, so we were actually really, really close to having a non-ladder required seed. And one of my friends, we were talking about that, they say it's like a 1 in 100 chance.
It's slightly less than that. I've seen it a couple of times, but it's one of those interesting, snippets where everyone's like, "Oh, ladder, ladder, ladder." Then you have to remember, "Oh God, Jimmy, what did you find for a snapshot on my screen?"
I see it. You see it too.
Oh,
my goodness.
That's the absolute best. So I'm taking a look at what we have over on Vonkie's side here, and it looks like he's still missing level 2.
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, he's got 2 marked off, but as far as Triforces, but
okay.
Oh, that's right. But
how about
the splits are wrong.
Mixed Overworld? How about that? What were you thinking when you found out that, hey, this is a Mixed Overworld? I got to know everything about this game.
First thought that came to my head is, crap, welcome to Backtrack Central. Because 90% of the time with Mixed Overworld, you do your normal routing, and you can't check a lot of the recorder and power bracelet spots because of the Mixed Overworld setup. I was super lucky that after I did my quick little sweep into the grave, because I was checking, hey, the power bracelet item may or may not be switched. There's a good chance it's up there, so I went there. And after that, I'm like, well, I got lucky that the first dungeon I found was 4, which had the recorder. So I'm like, I don't have to do a whole lot of backtracking. If it turns out that I need to find a power bracelet spot, then I'm kind of pooched. But finding the recorder early worked out great because there were 2 recorder required dungeons you need to get into it, 7 and 2.
Let's go ahead and we'll get back to you in just a moment here, Greenleaf, as Vonkie is now in level 9 here. He's about to get the good news in regards to the silver arrows. If he leaves this room, he's not checking the staircase.
Whoa, that's unexpected.
What?
Wow, he's playing on the role that maybe Ganon is not required, and he's going to have a hard reality coming up in about 45 seconds.
Yeah, that is a surprise indeed, yes.
Yeah, because I know for me, one of the things that I tend to do when I'm in 9 is even in a situation like this where you don't know if Ganon is required. Yeah, the fact remains that check. I mean, if I don't have silver arrows, I'm absolutely checking every staircase. And I'll be 100% honest with you. Had that staircase been an actual, passageway and not the item, I would have taken it.
And now he gets confirmation that Ganon is required. Uh-oh. And he's staying away from going back to that staircase he overchecked. So this could be a longer level 9 than Vonkie needed. Oh, compass in the room to the left.
What a key find.
Yeah, but it's only a key find if you don't know where Zelda is. You already got the confirmation of Zelda.
Well, he's going to go up in A, though. He might check that staircase. If he does, he'll be glad to see what he's going to find.
Yeah, but he'll be also kicking himself that he didn't check it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, you guys, I know, had the camera up, so you could see my facial expression. I appreciate you didn't have sound. But when I went down there and saw the silvers in that first staircase, the level of elation was just, oh my god.
Yeah, at that point, we knew, I mean, obviously you didn't know, but we knew you were in the driver's seat considering the spot that Vonkie was in at the moment. But it looks like he's only going to finish about 10 minutes behind.
Yeah.
Well, my thought process on that was I gambled so much on so many items. Like, half the dungeons I explored like 6 rooms.
Sometimes you have to gamble to win these races, and then in your case, it worked in your favor.
And sometimes when you don't know the flag of the red rings or the silver arrows being turned on, sometimes it can pay out to be like that. And unbelievable here. I mean, you should hear her reaction when you found the silvers.
I will definitely have to go back and watch it because it was just one of those things where this is my first race actually playing, because as you guys know, I did a lot of the talking for last tournament. So
yeah,
it's a lot different
about that in just a moment.
Lot different on this side of the booth, let me tell you.
I want to talk about that in just a moment, but first let's go ahead and get Vonkie to the finish as he now goes up against Ganon. It's going to find out immediately that this is not a 0 HP Ganon.
Yeah, and he's got 3.5 hearts. Remember, he's got no rings.
So nice stun lock. Nice, beautiful stun lock.
Beautiful fight right there. That was amazing on Vonkie's end.
So now one room up, one room to the right.
Yeah. And I also would like to point out, did you guys notice that was a random HP Ganon?
What?
Ooh,
because it took Vonkie 6 hits. It took me 12 with the wooden sword. That is a random HP Ganon.
So that is a thing. So the number of hit points on Ganon also can be shuffled. That's good to know.
As Vonkie comes in with a time of 1:01:38. Congratulations to both of these runners. Now, Greenleaf, you did start alluding to it a moment ago. This is your first time as a racer as opposed to a participant in the commentary booth.
And Vonkie
How
has finished
different
the
of an
race.
aspect
What was
was
the
that?
official time?
1:01:38.
Thank you very much, TG.
So what were you saying there, Rick?
So, you mentioned it just a few moments ago about how this is your first race in a tournament as opposed to being a commentator like you normally are. How different is it for you to go through this as a participant as opposed to a commentator?
It's extremely different because coming in commentary, all the different races I've done, I sit back, I relax. I've got a process I go through when I sit down for commentary. And I sit back, I relax. I'm very comfortable. Nothing about doing the commentary is foreign to me at all. When it comes to doing a race, I sat down and I'm sitting here. It's like I was nervous as heck. It's like I'm sitting there, I'm shaking. It's like I shouldn't be, but I'm a highly competitive person at the same time. So just sitting there and knowing that I've spent all this time talking about things and telling people I would do X, I would do Y, I like this, I don't like this. That puts extra pressure on me because if I come out here and I just, I crap the bed, it's going to be like, okay, no one's going to listen to me as a commentator. I have to go out here and I have to put on the absolute best performance that I can. So the pressure in my mind is actually increased because of the fact that I've done all the talking first and now I'm going to go play. If I played first the talking part afterwards, it would be an entirely different story.
I can understand that given how I'm doing in the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament, but you did a great job here. You bounced back from some bomb issues early on. You have a 1-0 record in the Swiss tournament.
I'm shocked. I am truly shocked. I was expecting to go OX drop out of this thing, basically.
Well, you're now already halfway away from qualifying for the race-off coming up, so congratulations, Greenleaf. What thoughts are you going to have going into your next match?
It's going to depend on who I'm playing against, honestly. But based on everyone I'm seeing, it's nothing's going to be easy. It's going to be hard no matter what happens next round.
Yes, indeed, because, since you won, that means you might have to play against somebody who you're thinking, oh, boy, this is going to be quite the road.
Absolutely. And also welcome into the commentary booth, Vonkie. Good run.
It was okay for a D-Rust run. It's been a long time since I actually raced this or even played it, so... it was literally the worst seed that could happen to me. Shapes and not level indicators on a mixed overworld quest, so... I was really confused what was level 1, what was level 2 and 3. That's literally my weakness and the worst thing that could have happened to me.
Yeah, it's very tough. Indeed, I agree with you there. Yeah, when you're going to a dungeon, you see that there's no level indicator. You're thinking, well, there might be a chance that this is just the normal shapes. Well, guess what? It was shapes. So yeah, when you have both of those indicators off, yeah, there's no telling what level you're on.
Yeah, there are a few rules I know about, but I realized it way too late, considering the fact that dungeons with which shapes are placed close to their original counterparts, I believe. Something like that.
Something like that. One of the biggest sticking points for you, kind of slowed you down, was the late ladder.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna think, okay, I'm gonna find it wherever I go, and it had to be in one which was level 1 or 8. I still have no idea which one it was, so...
Turned out to be 1.
And I also gambled of not needing the silver arrow, so I went into 9, just hopping around, figured out Ganon was required, and I was like, oh, okay. So apparently the staircase I skipped should be the silver arrow, considering the fact that GGA finished so fast.
Yeah, fortunately, this is one of the easier level 9s you'll ever see.
Yeah, it was very, very linear in the fact that, oh, here's silver arrows. Oh, here's Zelda. Oh, here's the pig.
Yeah, that was pretty... I'm happy it's like that, because I went into 9 with low hearts, green tunic, and I did not expect to beat Ganon like this so fast.
Neither of you had jewelry. You ended up going for the boomstick. It turned out to be a play in your favor because you had unlimited bombs, but your thoughts on the boomstick?
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't want to get a bomb issue, so I thought, okay, if I'm going to go into a level, or level 9 is going to be big, I'm not going to run into any bomb issues, so... And I hugely gambled that Ganon was not required, and 9 did not have whiz ropes, because I prefer the ring most of the times.
It was a very entertaining run between both of you guys, a lot of fun. You're continuing on the tournament 0-1, but still plenty of opportunities for you to get into the next segment.
I have actually no idea how a Switch thing works. I'm just having fun and racing people, and that's what I care about.
We'll see who your opponent is coming up next week, but good effort, and thank you for joining us. Anything else you want to add?
I pushed a few wrong buttons. I am doing A Link to the Past also, and it's really confusing. I tried to place a bomb and pressed the wrong button, got hit a few times, so...
Yeah, that Y and B buttons are totally different aspects in those two games. I know that myself, playing both.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, at least I'm having a lot of fun. It's been a while since I raced, so I'm not really that competitive anymore in this, so... I'm just doing this for fun, and I'm having fun.
I think that is the best attitude to have in this tournament, honestly. Really is a great attitude.
I'm just going to see if I can make it difficult for people to beat me, and if not, well, at least I'm having fun. I'm also closing IRC always when I'm racing. I don't want to know when people are finishing, so I get all hyped up and say, oh, no, I don't want to get hyped up. I just want to have fun.
That's a really great attitude to have, and good luck to you in your next round. You have anything to add, Laz?
No, I think we covered all the bases here. This is a pretty good race here, both respectable times, and good luck to both of you in the next race. It should be a lot of fun.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you guys very much. GG. Yeah, this was a blast. Yeah, very good game, Vonkie. GG indeed.
Yeah, I did not expect to beat you anyway, so...
I was the same thing. I was expecting to beat you. I'm like, oh.
No, I was just going in there like, oh, let's have fun. And I was a little bit confused about the levels, and I was like, okay.
I do have one final question for you, Vonkie, and that is, you avoided picking up the magical boomerang, but you ended up picking up Lord Banana. Any thought process into your decisions on boomerangs?
You've probably already covered that, but I agreed with Greenleaf that whenever I would have found Lord Banana, I would pick it up just because I'm racing him.
Ah, gotcha. All right.
So that's why I ended up picking it up.
Good.
I was going to bail on it, and then I realized our conversation. I was like, oh, yes.
I would have picked it up, but I never found it, and I only found the magical boomerang. So unfortunately, I went back and picked it up, and I'm not proud of myself.
Well, I kept your honor high. I got the original one.
Well, again, this is a tournament race. If you have no weapons, you find that you're picking it up.
So yeah, I ended up picking it up. I was actually debating on typing a .done sort of in IRC, not the real .done, but another. What's the other thing called in English? Next to the dot, just to tease the green.
Oh, comma.
Yeah, the comma.
Just
comma done.
Green leaf a little bit with .done got banana or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give these two a follow. Vonkie020 and the _Greenleaf_effect as we continue throughout this entire tournament. How about a round of applause for both of these guys?
Absolutely. They both did a terrific job in this race. We can't wait to see what they have in store for us the next time we see them. So I think that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and take this out. So, on behalf of our two racers today here, that is TGE and Vonkie, on behalf of our restreamer and tech person, JamEvil, and on behalf of my commentator partner, Adirondack Rick, this is LZ Cards.
Adirondack Rick, as Jam put it.
Yeah, I saw that. Adirondack Arcade. Do not follow that particular channel, because chances are it's going to say channel not found. What you want to do is you want to follow Adirondack Rick. He is the one who's also going to be in the tournament, by the way. He is one of the competitors in the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament as well. So give him a follow as well. So until then, for Adirondack Rick, this is LZ Cards Fan 23. Thanks for joining us this morning. Again, the next race coming up this afternoon will be on the Dave's channel. Truant Gamer and Vicnan, that's at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. It's part of the quintuple header that we have for you today. So till then, have yourselves a great weekend. We will see you again next time. So long, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.